Welcome back, everyone. It is Tuesday, August 27th, and the MLB 5 picks on the way for today's MLB slate. Is Austin joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. A solid 3-2 day. Let's talk about it. I had a great read in the Cardinals and Padres game. Had the over 4.5, and I had a little sprinkle, a half unit on both to score 2 in the first 5. We loved that. Also cashed our parlay of the day. Those are our 3 winners. Our 2 losers, Twins ML. I mean, who could have predicted Bailey Ober was going to come out and have his worst start of his career? 9 earned runs. At least it wasn't a backbreaker. It wasn't like we lost in the 9th inning. It was cooked by the 2nd inning. Good Lord. And Mitchell Parker he actually pitched decently. He went under 2.5 earned runs, just wasn't very efficient. Other way, a 3-2 day. Let's hopefully have a little bit of a better day. 3-2 today, 4-1, a 5-0 sweep. Maybe. Can I interest anyone in that? We'll dive into the picks in just one moment. But yesterday I said we do a $100 giveaway winner because of how our giveaway from last week. And the winner was the Sunday Styles. So if that is you, I commented on your comment yesterday on how I can reach out to you and pay you. He always said, hey, he spread some good vibes, which we love to see. You guys spread a lot of good vibes yesterday in the comments. He said, you guys always come out of a slump strong. Been with you guys for years, and I'm not worried a single bit. Keep rolling, my friends. We love him, and we're going to absolutely dial in and hopefully get onto a roll today. It starts with 5 picks. Let's dive into them. The first one of the day should be no surprise. Well, actually, one side note, breakdown's already posted live. It was live a little bit before this video, so go check it out. There's a lot of games on. I really enjoyed going through the breakdown. Obviously, it's a longer video than this, but go check it out. Let's dive into the first pick. Parlay of the day should not be a surprise. It is live on Odds Checker around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Go show it some love. We've cashed 2 straight. We've cashed 4 of our last 6. Let's go for 5 of 7. They're normally always plus money. This one should be tailable on a lot of different books, but either way, check it out. Top link in pinned comment and description. Go show the parlay of the day some love. But let's dive into my favorite first pick of the day. It's going to be my only game pick for the most part on the video. I got 3 picks total. I'm going to Blue Jays and Red Sox and taking the over 9.5, -115 on DraftKings. Now, yesterday was a little bit of a weird start for this series, if you will, as the Blue Jays and Red Sox resumed their game from June. And then, didn't technically resume. They pretty much started it all over. And then they also had another game after that. So they played a doubleheader, a little bit weird. But today we are going to see some fatigued bullpens and some pitchers that I'm not too afraid of fading here. Let's start with Yariel Rodriguez, who begins for the Jays. Now, looking at his props, they're a little bit weird. Number one, he has an 11.5 outs line. Maybe Logan has seen an 11.5 outs line. I've never seen one like that before. Normally, for guys like that, it's like, all right, you're a little bit more than an opener. We're not even going to give you a line. But they gave him a line at 11.5. To me, that means, hey, we don't really expect him to go more than twice through the order. And a guy like Rodriguez, he owns a 5.1 ERA on the road, a 303 on base percentage to lefties. He's been walking a lot of lefties. Not a very high batting average, but very high walk rate to lefties and a 340 on base percentage to righties. His last 2 outings versus the Cubs and the Reds, 4 and 5 earned runs. He's just not good. He's not good. I'm not going to call it like it is. Allowing a 275 batting average with runners in scoring position. I'm confident the Red Sox can get to him, and even if they can't, like I said, I don't expect him to pitch too far in here. Neither do the Bucks with a 11.5 outs line. That's like some Garrett Crochet stuff, where he's already noted being on a minutes limit or a innings limit, whatever you want to call it. And last 14 days, Boston 2nd in batting average and OPS, and 3rd in WRC plus versus righties. We know they're really good against right-handed pitching. And after Yariel Rodriguez comes out, we have not only a fatigued Blue Jays bullpen, which had to use a bunch of arms yesterday, they've also, been middle of the pack, 16th in ERA last 2 weeks. So I think the Red Sox can put up some runs. But we probably can't have them do all the work. We need some Blue Jays runs, and today they'll face Cooper Criswell. He's coming off actually a really good start against Houston. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Yep, no, I'm fading him here. I've talked about Cooper. I don't think he's a very hard pitcher to figure out. And I'm pretty confident the Jays can figure him out here too. He throws a lot of sweepers. We saw him kind of spamming that pitch to the Orioles, and the Orioles just kept getting extra base hit. And I think we could see the Blue Jays do that to him today. Criswell doesn't get the whiffs. 2nd percentile in whiff percentage, 16th in K percentage. He also likes to waste a lot of pitches. And by wasting, sometimes you could throw a competitive pitch that's maybe a slider sinking, and it's going to be a dirt ball. Now, Criswell just isn't getting the whiffs because they're not even competitive. It's like up and high in the zone where batter's not swinging at that. And he hasn't been great. He's allowing a 361 batting average with runners in scoring position. Last 14 days versus righties, Toronto 9th in batting average, but 1st in OPS and WRC plus. Getting a lot of hard contact. So they can get those doubles, put those guys in scoring position. That obviously is somewhere Criswell has struggled with. I think we can get some runs up on Criswell and Rodriguez. And then you get to the bullpens. Boston Boston, 28th in bullpen ERA. I already told you Toronto 16th over the last 2 weeks. I think there's plenty of runs in that game. But I'm throwing it to Logan for his favorite pick of the day. He's rocking the jersey for the team he's backing. We need some runs tonight, Logan. Who are you rolling?
Yep, we do need some runs. Just simplifying this one to a team total pick, I'm taking the Phillies. Team total over 4.5, plus 100 odds on ESPN Bet is your best value there. So yes, this is just the team total. If you want to, take their money line back, Aaron Nola, sure, I do like that as well. But the team total angle has a lot more ways of cashing than a money line pick. It got cooked on my money line pick yesterday. Not exactly looking to find one today, but the Phillies slugged it out last night. They won a close, low-scoring game late yesterday. I see the tone of this game being significantly different as Justin Verlander takes the mound. Justin Verlander starts for the Astros, 3.92 ERA, 1.19 WHIP for Verlander. We haven't got to see a full season's workload for Verlander. Obviously, this is only his second start back from the IL. He gave up 2 earned runs in 5 innings pitched against Boston in his first start. And so he's really starting to get back into the form that he needs to do. But what I look at when I look at Verlander and you look at his StatCast metrics, he doesn't have the elite strikeout stuff this year, which a pitcher like him kind of needs, because I'll talk about some of the other stuff. But 22nd percentile in chase percentage, 28th percentile in whiff percentage. Those types of strikeout numbers normally don't get the job done. I mean, if you're not being able to close out that 2-strike count, a lot of these Phillies hitters will put it in play. And the Phillies at the bank, that's where I like to back them. On the road, it's coin flip. Do they show up? Do they not? Normally at home is where they show up. And another concerning StatCast number for Verlander is his ground ball percentage. I mean, if you're not going to strike someone out, you better at least be getting the soft contact ground ball outs, which his hard hit percentage is fine, but his ground ball percentage is terrible. He's first percentile in ground ball percentage, which again, the Phillies, that's a team that knows how to hit for hard hit extra base hits. I can see certainly some trouble for Verlander in this one. And then obviously he's a veteran, so he's been around the block a few times. These Phillies hitters have seen him before, and some of them have good splits versus him. Let's talk about it. Bryce Harper sees Verlander really well, hitting 444 against him. Bryce Harper heating up too. I have to really say that. The Phillies go as Harper goes a lot, and Harper obviously with the game-winning hit yesterday. I think Bryce is in good form. Trey Turner hitting 400 against Verlander. You like to see that. And then boom, 333 all against Verlander. So like the heart of that order, the guys that you really need production from, they're seeing Verlander well. I think they really do get to him. And at home this month, the Phillies are hitting 302 at the bank. I mean, this is just what they do. I will take a team that knows how to hit at home. The Phillies definitely fit that mold. And this season, righties have had success against Verlander, hitting 267 compared to lefties with 211. So obviously, the Phillies do mix a lot of lefty bats into that lineup. But again, if those righties are getting the production, if they're on base, I still trust the timely hits to be there, because yesterday the Phillies scored 3 on the board, but it could have been a lot more. They were only 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position, 10 left on base. Again, the season struggles for Austin and I have been well detailed about just needing these teams to get timely hits, and then there being opportunities, but not being able to cross the plate. Well, the Phillies, on paper, this is a great team. I mean, over the last 2 weeks, the Phillies are first in batting average with runners in scoring position, hitting 355. So they can't get it done. I mean, last night they left obviously some runners on base, but if they can't get it done tonight, I mean, I don't know what to say there. I think there should be plenty of run opportunities against Justin Verlander. That's why you see a 2.5 earned run line with him, juiced to the over. Not normally a guy with those juiced earned run lines. I think the Phillies get to him, and then we go to the bullpen once Verlander does come out, because we don't know how long he's going to go. Maybe he goes 4 or 5 innings. Maybe they have a more of a limit on what they want from him. Well, the Astros just used Abreu and Hader on back-to-back nights. I doubt either of those guys will be available. And those are their 2 best arms. Those are their A-team stuff. They like to set up, those 2 to close out the game. I like the Phillies matchup against those Astros B-tier arms, because I don't really think they're all that great. Give me the Phillies team total over. I really like this pick. It is my best bet of the day. But Austin, you got some more. Where are you going?
Yeah, I got two more picks to wrap up the video, and we're going to start with one that we're going to throw on the thumbnail, and should be a pretty popular play today, but you know what? I don't care because it's Aaron Judge. I'm rolling with his over 1.5 bases, which is actually currently minus 115 on Fanatics. I want to say minus 125 on Bet365. Other books are a little bit more juiced. FanDuel, I wouldn't even bother playing it there. They're like minus 175. Obviously, like to see FanDuel, a book I think is pretty sharp, takes a lot of action. They're pretty juiced, so maybe they got some insider info, or maybe they just know it's Aaron Judge versus Patrick Corbin. This is just the matchup I got to roll with. Now, if you're looking at MLB Swish analytics and looking at how pitchers or batters do against pitchers, you would see a Judge actually doesn't have the greatest splits versus Corbin, 1 for 8. That one hit was a home run, which we would love to see today. But I mean, if you look at when they've matched up in 2020, he matched up then with Corbin, went 0 for 3. 2021, 0 for 3 again. Then he saw him last year. He went 1 for 2 with a walk. That one hit was that home run. Obviously, Corbin was a little bit better back in 2020 and 2021 than he probably is today. And if you look at the pitches he's going to throw mostly to right-handed batters, 34% sinker, 30% slider, and 21% cutter. Judge versus those pitches from a lefty, the sinker is by far his best pitch. He's hitting 600 versus the lefty sinker with a 1.467 slugging percentage. He's 9 for 15 on that specific pitch with 5 extra base hits. And I want to say a couple of those extra base hits are home runs, 3 or 4 of them. The slider, he hasn't really seen a lot from lefties. He's 0 for 5 against it. So it's not really a pitch he's swinging at a ton. And the cutter, he's 2 for 8 against it. So not a little bit more than the slider. He does have 1 extra base hit in those 2 for 8 against that pitch. So look, at the end of the day, if he wants to throw a sinker, if he wants to go for it, have fun, Mr. Corbin. But I also think Corbin might look at those splits and see, I'm 1 for 8 against Judge. I can probably test him a little bit. Have fun with that. On the flip side, Stanton right behind him actually has really good splits against Patrick Corbin. He's batting .333 with 2 home runs off of Patrick Corbin. So obviously you can walk Judge if you want to, but I think that you'll see him absolutely tattoo one against Patrick Corbin. Could easily hit a home run today. Judge this season batting .312 against the lefties, so he's obviously been really good. OPS is a little bit higher against lefties than righties. Of his 34 hits against left-handed pitching this year, 21 of them have gone for 2+ bases. And also Corbin allowing a .322 batting average to righties. I don't need to really convince you a ton. Aaron Judge, I think, could go yard today, could hit one into the gap. I'm going to trust that Judge does his thing today in Washington, D.C. Give me his over 1.5 bases. And then my fifth and final play of the day will actually be a little bit juiced, but I don't see a way this one loses. I really like it. It's arguably my most confident play. I don't lay juice on picks that I don't think shouldn't be this juiced, if not more. It's in the Guardians and Royals game. I like both teams to score 2 runs in the first 7 innings. It's currently minus 150 on BetMGM. Look, I know it's juiced. I personally think this should be closer to minus 200, if not even worse. I think this is a surefire winner. I'll lay juice when I think it's an absolute winner, because if it's a winner, you're not laying too much juice there, so you're still building up your bankroll. I also like this game for 2+ runs in the first 5 innings. That's plus 135. I just could see one of these teams ending with 1 through 5, scoring in the 6th inning, and that would really aggravate me. First 7, you got a lot of wiggle room in here. You can even get to the bullpens and have an arm sell there. Let's talk about Gavin Williams first, who will start against the Royals. He starts for the Guardians. We've talked about it before. Bad at home, 8.66 ERA. Hasn't really been good on the road either recently. Last 4 starts, 6-1-5, and 3 earned runs. We know the Royals last 14 days, 1st in batting average, 4th in OPS, 5th in WRC plus versus righties. Look, Gavin Williams, I'm pretty confident he'll get some hard hit contact to the Royals, a team that doesn't strike out. For a guy that's throwing 99 down the middle of the plate, yeah, I'm sure they'll be able to do something with it. And if maybe they can't, you'll see a fatigued Cleveland bullpen coming off the doubleheader. I'm confident the Royals can get us too. On the flip side, Michael Lorenzen starts for the Royals. Now, Lorenzen actually decent numbers on the year, 3.47 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP, solid. And he's actually been very good for the Royals, a 2 ERA in his 4 starts. But let's look at the matchups he's faced. He faced the Tigers, a team that prior to the last few days has been pretty bad. Faced the Cardinals, a team that you never know what you're getting. They scored, I believe, 3 off of him. Then he faced the Reds, another team that's super inconsistent. And then the Angels, a team that is arguably the worst team in baseball against righties, which is why he's through 7 scoreless. Well, now coming off that 7 scoreless, I bet he's riding a high. I think he runs into a little bit of a brick wall here with the Guardians. Maybe he runs into Joe Kenzie-Noel. He's arguably a brick wall out there. But you look at this, the Guardians playing their 6th straight home games, so they're seeing the ball well at home. Last 3 righties that face them, they've gotten 3, 6, and 2 earned runs. And while Lorenzen does have good numbers versus the Guardians in his career, I think it's a little bit weird that, yesterday you saw the Guardians in a pick'em, or they were underdogs in most of those games. Today, they're pretty reasonable, big favorites, minus 140, minus 145. I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of people are laying not laying the juice on that. They're taking the Royals for plus 120. I think Lorenzen gives up some runs today. I think he might walk some guys. He can be inefficient. I think there's a lot of runs in this game. And even if there isn't, 2-2 through 7, I think that's a winner. So I really like both those two teams to score 2 through the first 7 innings. I'd play it to about minus 170-ish. Maybe throw it in a parlay if you want to. I really think that's a winner. So those are 5 favorite picks of the day. Recap: Royals, Guardians, both to score 2 in the first 7, minus 150. That's a winner. Judge basis, that's a winner. Phillies team total, that's a winner. And then, of course, our first pick of the day, Blue Jays and Red Sox over 9.5. And then our first play of the day, we talked at the top of the show, our parlay of the day. Once it is live, I will link it on the screen, or I'll put it down below in the pinned comment and the description, and we'll obviously tweet it out on X at Calling Our Shot. Logan will do all these things too. You guys have a wonderful day. Go check out the breakdown. I'll also post another YouTube short. I'm tired of yapping. You guys have a wonderful day. Logan and I will see you guys back tomorrow. See you then. Peace.